higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the lady go miss? Ay, how she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught a little rhythm. She caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spent the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Bang. Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked. Can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait. Need a light here just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain.
Welcome back, everybody, to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's the Cardinals in control of the football as we wind our way toward a conclusion in the fourth quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he will... Lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Taken down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cardinals, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And now they'll await the finals.
Yo, who told us we ain't gonna win, man? Really? He's a bozo. Bozo. Really? Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Some mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. Wheels never felt like this. 2 seats in the hills, how I feel righteous. Blue sheets for the mills, but the deal priceless. New keys can't care what's still private. I might just double it up. Did it? Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business. Whole team got wins and the wheels still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top. Got a spot and it's locked to the click all in. I got ops.
There were some incredible players this year. Tommy Matthews, for instance, had a spectacular season. But it's the other half of the Heartbreak Kids that really stood out. mainly because he didn't quite live up to his counterpart on the field. These two guys have been battling it out as frenemies since high school, and that rivalry doesn't seem to be dissipating. Anytime soon. Tommy clearly outclassed his friend in the early stages of their career. Kind of like Peter Schrager and I, only in this case, I'm Tommy. But seriously, even though Tommy may have the upper hand at this stage, I wouldn't count out his other half just yet. We've seen what he's capable of as a game changer in the past. So, if he can keep growing as a player, I think this rivalry can even out, unlike the one Peter and I have.
After such a great end to the season, contract negotiations were quick and easy. I was just happy to be sticking around long term. After the deal was done, there was a moment to reflect on everything that had happened. The season had just ended, but I couldn't wait to put my pads back on.
After that, your career was off and running.
At the end of the day, the contract they presented was more than enough, and I was happy still to continue playing for the team. I left the office that day feeling good about the years and the games ahead.
As players get into the later stages of their career, oftentimes it's an injury that leads to retirement.
After an injury like that, it takes some time to regain the strength to push the ball down the field.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm not too happy right now. You know, their offense has been talking smack about us all week. You gonna let that happen? I don't think so. So let's get out here and get at it. Okay, break.
Irresponsible without your money or not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot.
With the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in a later round. It was without a doubt one of the toughest decisions in my career. With the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in a later round. It was without a doubt one of the toughest decisions in my career. I had no idea how the team would react on or off the field to my return. But deep down, I knew it was what I needed to do. Returning from an injury like this wasn't going to be easy. And in this situation, we needed to make the smartest possible decision so I could be effective all game long.
Today. From State Farm Stadium in
Glendale, Arizona, set to kick off. It's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports.
This will make it into the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins ready to run the controls for the Washington offense.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round, but he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
Now Haskins on first down and incomplete to open things up. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Haskins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
Haskins pass.
So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive.
Cardinals take over.
And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Well, Charles, the big story today, obviously the courageous return to one of the league's best quarterbacks. When he was injured during an early season victory, the assumption was that he'd be out for the rest of the season. But we found out this week that this is not the case.
And you have to give him a lot of admiration and props for working his way back from what was thought to be a serious injury. And it's natural for him to want to be back out on the...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone.
And now they're going to fake it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
21-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC. The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Alvin Kamara, the ball carrier.
Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Chandler Jones charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Haskins hit, and he lost the football.
Chandler Jones.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. And here's Bennett on 1st and 10. On the slant, complete to Hopkins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
Flush to his right. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. A nice pass there. And Charles, how important do you think it is that the coaching staff helps him get in a good rhythm early on?
Partner, I think it's very important because not only has he been on a 3-month layoff, we still don't know how healthy he actually is and what his timing is going to be out on the field. So getting him comfortable, getting him success early, that's a big part of this game plan and a big part of what this coaching staff has to do. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from the coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
A 33-yard attempt.
And it's complete. They're going to get the 1st. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it. They would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When he'd line up, go ahead, and oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
Sidney Jones in on the stop. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the
12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
With the score, Cardinals 12, Washington nothing.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Bennett going deep for Hopkins. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins. 76 yards, and the Cardinals will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smelled terrible. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he'll start with a give to Kamara. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up
the Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Haskins. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. Now it's Haskins. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Throwing again. Haskins. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And this is recovered by the Cardinals. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. A fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 28.
Kamara. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the Arizona offense about set to take over. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Hopkins on the grab over the middle. A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful division. DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Cards continue to pour it on. So not only is that his third touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here again comes Dwayne Haskins.